Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. Joining me today is longtime Ferris State hockey head coach Bob Daniels. Coach, great to have you with us today. Your team currently riding a 5-game winning streak. You're in the upper half of the CCHA standings, a couple weeks here in the regular season still to go. Talk about your team's play and where you're at right now.
Well, where we're at right now, Rob, is a much better place than where we were about a month ago. And the beginning of the season, I thought we had a real good start. And right after Christmas, we were fine, but we hit a 2-week slump there. Not necessarily in performance, but in the end result of the games, where we lost a tough 2 games to Michigan, and then went to Northern and lost 2 there, so we were on a 4-game losing streak. But then we came back, beat Michigan State at home. Ended up going to Fairbanks, winning 2 there, and then we won another 2-game last weekend against Huntsville. So I like where our team's at right now. For the most part, we're healthy. I say that with the idea that it's possible we may be missing Zach Redmond for a little while here. You know, he's getting looked at. He tweaked his knee. It's nothing that's career-threatening or it's even that serious, I don't think, at this point. But, to be precautionary, it may take a little while for him to heal up.
Coach, talk about that trip to Alaska a couple weeks ago. Your team faced some adversity with the weather situation. The series was delayed a day. Talk about how your team played up there under those difficult circumstances.
Sure, Rob. Well, it's funny. This year, it seems weather's played a part in a lot of different things. If you look at the National Football League, where they had a cancellation, I believe it was Philadelphia, the roof over in Minnesota, and you're starting to see that. I think there was a couple of hockey games delayed due to weather as well, and in the National Hockey League, and college hockey is no different than that. And our flight was canceled, and the whole Midwest got socked down with some tough weather. So our issue was we couldn't find 25 air tickets to Alaska. We could get 4 guys, could fly out of Cleveland, 5 from St. Louis, a few from Milwaukee, but that wasn't going to do it. So what we had to do is push the series back from a Friday-Saturday to a Saturday-Sunday. I really like to thank Forrest Carr, the athletic director at Fairbanks, and Perk Weisenberger, our athletic director, for working extremely hard behind the scenes to get us a flight out of Chicago. And we got there, and because of that, normally we get there a day and a half ahead. We just basically arrived the day before. We played 2, and it worked for us. We won both games. It's a very tough place to play. There's a 4-hour time difference. I don't know how many of the listeners here know that, but when you get to Seattle, you're about halfway there. So it's a long trip. And for our guys to play as well as they did under the circumstances where we basically started the trip on a Tuesday and it didn't end until the following Monday, for that to have occurred and for us to have won 2, I think really the credit belongs to our seniors. Our captain, Zach Redmond, Nagel, Redmond, Mbach, Scotty Witeka, the entire group, Mike Fillinger. I mean, as a group of seniors now, they're really leading the way. Nate Henning as part of that group too, and without that kind of senior leadership, I don't know that you could go on that type of trip and come out with 2 wins.
This past weekend, you hosted Alabama Huntsville in a non-league series. Talk about your play in both of those wins this past weekend.
Tough series, Rob. Difficult from the standpoint that we got back late Monday night from Alaska. We've been really battle tested here in the second half of the season with some really tough conference games. We're near the end of our season, and now we have to play 2 non-conference games, and our guys aren't that keyed up. It's a little different for Huntsville, who doesn't belong in the league. It was their last 2 games of the year, so it meant much more to them than it did to our team. Once again, I give our guys a ton of credit. Seniors led the way, and in a series which could have been what you'd call a trap weekend for us. We came out with 2 big wins to keep the winning streak alive at 5. We scored some goals. We had 5 goals each night, 10 goals on the weekend. For a team that at times has been challenged to score goals, it's a breath of fresh air. So we're hoping that'll be a catalyst as we move forward.
This weekend, you're back into CCHA play, taking on one of the league's top teams, Notre Dame. How big of a series will this be for you guys as you get ready to head into the conference tournament?
Wow, Rob, every series so far in the second half seems like it's had playoff implications. Here we go. We're down near the end, and we have huge implications with this series with Notre Dame, and then we have 2 games left in the regular season against Ohio State. And we could finish as high as 4th. We could probably finish as low as 8th. If it were to end today, we would be in 5th place. That would get us a first-round bye, and we'd have to win 1 series in order to get to Joe Louis and the final 4 of our league playoffs. So we would like to still climb if we can. We certainly want to hold our position. and Notre Dame's coming in. They're fighting for the league championship right now. They're one of the top 5 teams in the country. They pose a really difficult challenge. They're extremely well coached. They've always been a defensively sound team. Jeff Jackson makes sure of that as the coach. But beyond that, now they've got some pretty good offensive firepower. So it is going to be a really tough weekend. And, part of it will be contingent upon, hey, can Zach Redmond play? If not, it make life a little bit tougher for us. Although, we've played some games early on when he broke his foot. So and we came through with, fine in those games. So, but the challenge is big, Rob. And, you look around the whole league, though, every single series is big. So we've been in the frying pan, if you will, for the entire second half of the season. So the beneficiary of all this great hockey is the fans. I think if they come out to the games, they're going to see 2 really good hockey teams fighting with an awful lot on the line.
Talk about the being at home and playing in front of those home fans and what that means to you guys, and especially for the seniors being the last regular season home series.
Yeah, this will be our last regular home series, and it does mean a lot to our seniors. And I know that senior night is a blessing, but a bit of a curse too at times, because it's very emotional for our players. And some teams do their ceremony after the game. We've elected to do it prior to, before the game starts. So it's just before the start. It's fairly emotional for our players. It's emotional for the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors to have that night and see it, and it means a lot to us as coaches too. It's over the years I always use that night as a reflect back, and I can always pretty much remember the recruiting conversations I had with each one of the players, and I remember talking to them. I remember talking to their parents, and to think that and a lot of times it's been 5 years. The year we recruit them a year before they get here, then the 4 years are here, and it's the blink of an eye, Rob. It goes so quick, and I think all the players will tell you that it's been a great experience. It's been a growing experience. And they're going to really always look back fondly and appreciate the opportunity that Ferris State gave them to represent the university.
One last question. A couple of other events going on in conjunction with this weekend series, an alumni tailgate on ice reception on Friday, and a reunion weekend for some of the guys that helped get the program off the ground back in the late 70s and early 80s. Talk about the importance of those events this weekend.
Yeah, it's two wonderful events, and both of them are spearheaded by university marketing and advancement. One's the alumni area under Jeremy Mishler, and Jeremy is, I don't know, this is maybe the fourth or fifth one of these tailgates on ice, and Jeremy has been the founder of that, and he's the chair of the event. Done an outstanding job. I don't know, the numbers keep growing every year, so I couldn't even put a number on how many people fill up the multi-purpose gym, and it's a wonderful kickoff to the weekend. It'll be Friday before the game. I think there's information on the web. I'd like to have direct people there if they're interested in coming to it, but I'll have a chance to go over, say a few words before the game, and it's kind of a pseudo pep rally and tailgate. And then the alumni event is spearheaded by Will Good in University Advancement, and this was the first one that's going to kind of salute the players that were here between 1979 and 89. It's that one decade there. We're hoping to have a really good turnout. It's the first time it's been done, and I think it's long overdue, and I'm really glad that Will Good came to me with that idea and has done all the work and the legwork in it, and I'm excited to see some of these guys come back. I'm sure the conditioning won't be quite the same as the day they left here, but it's going to be, you know what would be fun for those guys too, is to watch our players go through the senior night ceremony, and they'll be able to reflect back on their time here, and it'll just be a really nice night for everyone.
Coach, thanks for stopping by today, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Rob.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. A reminder, you can follow all the action of Ferris State Athletics online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Ferris Sports Update.